Hello?
Hey, what's up? Mike Sunday here. Wanted to talk to you today about the Final Fantasy Bring Arts collection. I've finally amassed the main squad, I would say, from the Final Fantasy VII series. I just love how these figures in particular look. I know they're kind of controversial. One, because they're so expensive, and I think a lot of people regard Square Enix as like a so-so manufacturer when it comes to creating posable figures, but I think they're pretty great. Aside from the cost, they are pretty expensive for what they are. But yeah, let's get into it. The characters that I don't have are Zack and Sephiroth out of the first ones. Or like that was kind of the first set they've released. They are coming, I just don't have them yet. And I thought it was okay to talk about it just because this is sort of the main squad or the main cast. And these are the ones that I'm looking forward to the most. And then you also have the Turks, but those haven't been released yet. So maybe we'll make an update video later. So growing up, I had Final Fantasy, but I got it later in life. But I never actually beat the original PlayStation version. And then if you have sort of paid attention to my socials, I've talked at length about the Steam Deck and how I just love that thing so much. And one of the first games I ever played on the Steam Deck was the Final Fantasy remake. So that's kind of what actually inspired me to get these figures and get back into it. So I just wanted to sort of do a quick review on each figure in order from my least favorite. And that would have to do also with my sort of attachment to the characters and which characters I like best, but also to just, what the figure is and how accurate or how cool I think it is as well. So let's get started. Lowest on the list, unfortunately, there has to be a lowest, is sort of the navigator himself, Cid Highwing. I think he's a cool character. I've never really felt strongly about him either way, but I think overall he's just very simple, this character, or this figure in particular. He doesn't have too many accessories, which is cool, and he's not too difficult to articulate or pose, but I just happen to think that overall, as a character design, he's a little bit bland, so that's why he's unfortunately in the last place position. After that, I'm actually going to have to give it to Yuffie. I know a lot of people like Yuffie as a character. I didn't love her DLC, to be honest. I think after I had beaten the first game, I was kind of like, I didn't really feel like pursuing it. And to be clear, I haven't played Rebirth yet, so I haven't had a chance to play a lot of these characters. Why do I not like the Yuffie figure too much? Her figure is a little bit finicky, and I don't know. It's just, I think for value, the figure is so small. She does have some accessories, which is really cool. She has her arm cover on the left-hand side and obviously the giant shuriken. And I feel like it's pretty accurate to how the character looked in the game. I just don't feel like value-wise you're getting that much from the Yuffie figure. I think I'm going to give it to Red 13. The character itself is pretty cool. I've always liked the animal characters in JRPGs, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just mine, but his legs are kind of warped, so they don't articulate as nice as you would think. But Red 13, super cool character as always, and I think he looks virtually identical to how he's represented in the game, and he's the only non-bipedal character, so he gets points for that. But yeah, Red 13 coming in third last place. After that, Vince kind of represents to me sort of the middle of the pack. Vincent Valentine is obviously a super dope character. Everyone loves him. I think in the English version, he's voiced by Matt Mercer, who's obviously a very famous voice actor. But yeah, his character's great. He's very slender, and I think he looks pretty good. that's why I'm going to give him the middle of the pack. His claw is dope, and he has a gun, which makes him just look super badass. So Vincent Valentine, he splits the pack here. He goes right into the middle. Okay, now coming to the top half of my favorites, I'm going to give the next slot to Aerith Gainsborough. So she is pretty posable, and the way her skirt is, it's fairly stiff, so it holds its shape very well, and I think they just did a great job. She has some kind of weirdness around the neck, and I think a lot of these Bring Arts actually suffer from this, where from certain angles they look awesome, and then if you turn their head certain ways, their necks look a little elongated. So I think she suffers from that a little bit, but her ponytail, her drill tail, actually has a point of articulation as well, which I think is really dope. I think she's the only one who actually has the hair that you can articulate that like that. So definitely big points for that. And yeah, I mean, who doesn't love Aerith? She's the best. After that, I'm going to give it to Tifa. Tifa, the brawler, the fighter, Seventh Heaven bartender. Everyone loves Tifa, obviously. I think her figure looks great. I think it looks exactly how it was in the original video game. Obviously not the new ones, but the original reason why I gravitated towards this series is because they looked so old school, like the PS1 version. But yeah, super spunky. Everyone loves Tifa. And her character, her Bring Arts figure is no exception. So she's great. After that, I'm going to give it to Cait Sith and Fat Moogle. I know there's always some debate on how you pronounce that. I'm pretty sure. I think it's Scottish. It's Katshi or something like that. But the creators of Final Fantasy have come out and said it's meant to be pronounced Cait Sith. So why this is great, I mean, one, look at the Fat Moogle. It's just awesome. It's so big and domineering. I actually think they kind of scaled it a little too big if you look at some of the older clips, but he's the only one that's like a dual sort of figure. There's the stand obviously at the back that allows Cait Sith to balance on top of the Fat Moogle, and I think it's just so funny and playful. So he is going to be my third favorite out of these. I think it's just such good value. He's the same price as sort of some of these other guys, but you get so much figure, and it's just so funny to look at, especially the Fat Moogle. It's adorable. In the second place, and it was actually the first one I got out of these characters, it's going to go to Barret. Barret's character is awesome. I think they did a perfect job. He's so big and domineering. He's one of the few characters that can stand without he's the only humanoid here actually that can stand without his clear acrylic stand in the back, but I just did think they did the perfect job with him. He's so bulky. He literally looks like he's made of polygons. His hand is so big, and yeah, he's just a big chonker. Always loved Barret, and I think this figure is no exception. They did a fantastic job. Finally, I have the full set here. Everyone's favorite, Cloud. With the Hardy Daytona. I think if I didn't have the Hardy Daytona, his motorcycle, the package, maybe he would have fallen below Barret, but this figure is pretty much perfect in my eyes. The Buster Sword, they even have like his weird pointy pants from the original PlayStation 1 version, and the detail on the motorcycle is absolutely fantastic. So I have to give the top spot to the Cloud plus Hardy Daytona. So these are the main squad of Final Fantasy VII. I'll probably do a follow-up video once I get all the bad guys, but just wanted to give everyone a quick peek here. As a bonus, I also have these little music boxes, these Final Fantasy VII music boxes. I wasn't able to get them on my recent trip to Japan because they're sold out, so I had to order them through a proxy service, but yeah, check those out. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I know sometimes I post figure videos on here. Let me know if you guys are enjoying this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.
Hello?